not turn up dead. But, brethren back in Kenya still holding strong to solidarity, but it is visibly clear that what they went through was nothing short of tumultuous. And then to hear the things that were said thereafter. When somebody tells you something, please believe them. Believe what they're saying. Oh, we arrested 2 Kenyans. I don't even know their names, but they were trying to support Changulani, which was otherwise known as Bobby Wine.
Professional demonstrators.
They're professional demonstrators,
So we picked them up and put them somewhere in a fridge.
Can you imagine?
You know what fridge means in human perspective?
Yeah.
That means you are in a morgue. So when someone gives you that reference,
you are going to die.
You are going to die.
My friend, you think that was then somebody else from another country saying that, and then what we then saw thereafter was that the Senator of Nandi County said, you know what, it's okay, teach them a lesson there and then we'll come and finish it here.
What did he say? Finya how?
Gabisa. If anything else he said before that was supposed to deliver some form of comfort, the last thing that you said essentially put the final nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
Because if Kenyans were ever wondering what people felt, what leaders thought, and I'm not saying this in concert, that few leaders, which could form the thought for others, that a few leaders think this way, believe them. They've said it openly over and over again. I'm going to repeat, it is not all leaders who think this way, but those who have the kahunas to say it publicly over and over again, you might want to believe what it is that they're telling you. Up on the Truco, my friends. And those are the things that form the basis of Kenya's biggest conversation as we get into it this Tuesday morning. Getting into it proper today, let's tell you some of the things that we'll be talking about. Yes. We'll get into a conversation at 7 a.m. and we'll do this with Stella Gara, who's a governance and security analyst. County Funds Oversight Bill. There's a bill, folks. And guarding devolution or clipping its wings. Let's look into that bill and see some of the things that devolution should then be able to deliver. There have been many cries out saying that, you know what, we are not doing it the way the Constitution envisioned it to be. So how do we then do it right? We'll have that conversation at 7 a.m., which will then be followed by an education conversation. Education under scrutiny. Ghost students, grade 9 transitions, and teaching healthcare. What's going on? Cry. Okomo Milemba is a chairperson of KUPPET, which is the Kenya Union of Post-Primary Education Teachers. Mwalimu Peter Amunga is an education advocate and a researcher at Kewota. He'll join us also. They'll both join us at 8 o'clock because they are interesting. In about 2 months or so, we'll have the first cohort of grade 10 students. And are we ready? We can say unequivocally right now that we're not. What's going to happen come January 6th when schools open?
When's the last time we were ever ready?
For what? Or for this thing, education?
For education to just run smoothly. Bus.
Just don't know. But we're going to talk about that at 8 o'clock because it's necessary for us to open it up, Kidogo. Jojo Do is a senior partner and MD at Africa Invest East and Southern Africa. Ted Panton, is the CEO of Turaco. They'll tell us what those are when they come. We're talking about funding the future. How Boost Africa is powering startups across the continent. We know already that there is a huge responsibility that sits on the shoulders of MSMEs. They are the ones that build the economy. If you are not giving them the much needed things that they need in order to do this, how will your economy grow? We'll be asking some of those questions and looking into the future, how the future will be boosted. Sawa. Those are the conversations we have today in the Situation Room. Ndo and Dennis Aseto with you this morning. Karibuni sana. 22 minutes past 6 o'clock. Our live streams are up on YouTube, Facebook, X. Thank you for being here this morning. As we get into it today, Karibu sana, our audience on KTN. Good to have you in the room as we're getting well into November. All right. Uli tupeleka wapi hii wiki?
Freetown.
All right. Sierra Leone.
Yeah, so 15th to 18th century, it was inhabited by the Mende. If you're Kenyan, achana hapo. If you're Kenyan, usulize mende ni wapi. Wachia hapo. The Teme and other ethnic groups later became a major hub in the transatlantic slave trade. So in 1787, Freetown founded as a settlement for the freed slaves from London.
Okay.
And their key exports include diamonds, gold, bauxite, rutile or the titanium ore, coffee, cocoa, and fish. One would say the country is rich in resources.
Indeed.
Yeah, let's go to the proverb that you get from them. A single bracelet does not jingle.
That's true. You can't go it alone, really. If you're trying to create a sound, if you're trying to create a thing, if you're trying to create something that is going to be successful later on, even if you're the solo act, you got to do it with other people in order to create that music that you want, isn't it? I often think about athletes or tennis players who, for the most part, do this by themselves, especially if you're playing in the singles. As tennis, you do it alone. If you're an athlete, say for when you're running a relay, you do it alone. If you're throwing a javelin, if you're shot put, discus, you're alone. However, you've got a team of people who are behind you, with you, around you to make this happen. You have your coach, you have your physical trainer, you have your nutritionist, you have your manager, you have all of these people who make the concert and make the music. So if you think you can go it alone, you may go.
Yeah.
But how far will you go?
Exactly. You know, it's all about, so every other time I would go political. So every other time politicians get out there, I want to become a president, fine, you form the government. But then again, for any government to move, there is need to have a cabinet. So that cabinet is what then, through working together, ensures that systems do work. How good they do it is a different question, but for a government to work, there has to be that team of individuals, a small group of individuals who, through their expertise and engagement, make sure that every other department in our country does work. But ukisema mimi najua kushinda kila mtu, iko shida mahali.
Kabisa. It's okay, a problem.
Iko shida.
Iko problem.
Iko shida.
Kweli. Get it? True. Love it. Let's work together where we can, of course, contributing something in one way or another. All right. Wacha tuwasalimie kila mtu. As you get into the room this morning, just a reminder, tuned in on radio across the country and indeed the region and the world, and on our live streams across social media platforms. And thank you also for being here. Those of you who listen silently, we're welcoming you and listening as you're going to bed in different parts of the world or waking up this morning. Always good to have you here. And so a quick good morning to you. Good morning from Mombasa, says Robertson Bogo. Good morning. Peter Kiaria says, be the man who can hit rock bottom, restart, refocus, reform, and rise as though nothing happened. Be that man. Be that person, indeed. Pan-African Kenyan says, good morning from Nairobi. Good morning. As Celine Zomo says this morning, listening from Gasharage. Say hi to the billionaires and millionaires. God is watching them. Enjoy your day, people. Thank you so much. Good morning to you. Christopher Goris says, good morning from Maseno. Paul Ndete is greeting us from My Mahu. My Mahu.
Hot water.
Hot water. My Mahu. Ramtula Omar says, good morning from Preston in the UK. You keep jumping about, don't you? Colchester today, somewhere else tomorrow, but you're in the UK. I've heard the death toll in TZ is between 5,000 and 20,000. Where? Well, yet to be verified. I really hope it's not true. Sawa. Dennis Olaka says, good morning from Kisumu City. Good morning to you. My prince says, what's up, everybody? The hustler narrative, the plan is slowly being replaced with the first world narrative. Karibu sana, and thank you so much. Good morning, guys. Eric Owar says, you're stoked. Good morning to you, Karibu sana. Engineer was my dad. Daudi Lubale says, good morning. Welcome back. Ndu Flower. Thank you so much, Karibu sana. Nani mwingine kama mama katika jamii ya Spice. Ooh-wee. All right. Bwangi Juma says, good morning. How are you doing this blessed Tuesday? How are you doing?
Good.
He's good.
Kabisa.
Fiery Red says, you're back. Yes, I did. Aseto did a great job holding down Kabisa. And the haircut is one... I was going to say it's one time. I'm sorry. Ooh. I'm sorry. It's nice.
One time,
It's not
it's
me.
okay.
The haircut is great. Good morning, good people. I missed you too, Agolas. Thank you so much. Good morning to you, my sister. Roger Nyange tuned in from Voin, Taita. Mtuflani says, good morning. Welcome back and to thank you. Asetos Kinyozi apewe bonus kabisa. Be doing like this all the time.
That Burundian,
That guy, he's up to good.
called honest.
Uh-huh.
Habari ya leo.
This is so true. That's exactly
Yeah.
how it's said. It's true. Good morning, all, says Mutuflani. Yes, yes. Sarah Kilonso says, good morning. Mwamkata, Kenya. Mwamkata. Okay, yes, that one I know. Mwamkata. Nesa. Iregi Wajohi says, good morning. Jumbo, ready for the daily dose. Good to see you back. And thank you so much. NDU. Mashari Anjero says, good morning. Ruto can't help lying. It's in his DNA. Where? Mkwama says, good morning, DND. Good morning, Mkwama, my sister. Good morning. Elizabeth Obondi says, good morning. Welcome back, and thank you so much. Hisa Daniel says, good morning. David Mangera, good to see you too. Karibu Sana, thank you so much. Margaret Wajohi says, good morning to everybody. All Spice FM Situation crew, EVE, Christine, everybody making it work. Karibu Sana. A war. You guys have to meet a war.
Mm-hmm.
You know, every day we bring you nice things. You can never say we treated you badly. Yeah. We bring you nice
Trust
things.
us. We're telling you. We are cruising nicely.
Now everybody wants to know who is Awar. We'll tell you. Just wait till like Thursday. Herbert Shisukane. I'm sorry if I butchered that name. I know how it feels. Have a blessed day. Good morning, Spice Team. Good morning to you too. Sasa mtu fulani na mkwama umeanza kusalimiana huko ndani. Isa Kale says good morning. Kale says good morning. Yes, indeed. Back. Thank you so much. Tom O is smiling, laughing. Good one. It's about the mende. He's laughing at your mende.
It's okay.
Langat kusema ukweli, good morning. What Nandi senator said about abducted Kenyans in Uju is the exact mind of Githinji. I see some Kenyans joking when we warn them to reject Hitler.
Mm-hmm.
You guys, when somebody says something with their mouth, because you know the good book, and I believe the good books along many religions say this thing, that what is in your heart is what you speak.
What you speak here.
Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. So when somebody should open their mouth and tell you, then later they come and say, actually, I didn't mean it.
But you see, at least in this one, there's that part where the president meant what he said. I don't regret it. And
repeated it. He's even telling you.
Yeah.
Where? Wagwan Spice says, Kimathi Nkrumah McConnell, I hope everything is nice. It's nice kabisa. Carol Nyambura, natupenda sana, tunakupenda pia, my sister. Agucho Ogembo says, good morning, welcome back, thank you so much. Ramtule said, you're in Preston for a while? Sawa. Stella says, welcome back to both of us. And where have you been, Stella? You've been missing in action. Did you take permission? Can't just be going anyhow. Abraham Kimeli says, good morning, team. Michelle, thank you so much. It was a power nap. In fact, it was not even days off. In fact, if that's what it was. It was a power nap. Bashir Adam says, good morning. Welcome back. Thank you so much. Live from Uganda. Simon Kibiru is also here. Good morning. Joseph Gamma says, good morning. Asante sana. Good morning, Team Spice. Okay, sawa. Mtu Flani is just greeting his sister them. I like the camaraderie inside there. I'm telling you, if you're bored one day, no, not even you're bored, you want to see some serious discourse, get into the chats on our socials and enjoy the second leg of that conversation in there. Thanks for joining us, guys, this morning. Always a pleasure to be able to take a sit down and take a stop and say hello to you. All right, the headlines, they are bursting with information, and let's get into it this morning. On the front page of Kenya's bold newspaper, The Standard. Principles from hell. Corruption. The tin pot dictators, corruption, entrenched tribalism, high-handedness and biased promotions have become familiar ills in schools. Strikingly, these malpractices are not just introduced by junior staff or students, but by those entrusted with running the institutions. These are the people responsible for shaping the character of our children. Revelations by teachers who have endured the excesses of their superiors, whether online or through the media, often read like chapters from the fictional book some of them teach in literature classes. It's crazy, the things that are happening in schools. This forms part of the conversation that we'll have at 8 o'clock with the two gentlemen, but it is not a pretty picture that's painted. Detention and harassment shake Kenyan expatriates in Tanzania. That story continues in the Nationals on page 2. Politicians, clergy eulogize Bishop Sulumeti as a servant of humanity. Sad one to see. On the same, we're also seeing the death of singer Betty Bayo. Sad to see, unfortunately. A court holds a session at the place where fisherman Odhiambo was last seen. For them to be able to get a physical representation of some of the testimony that is being shared. Religious leaders condemn chaos rocking Kasipul constituency election campaigns. I know it's quite something to see what's going on. People are in fear of their lives looking into that by-election coming up on the 27th of November. Teachers clash with principals. TSC caught in the middle of turmoil. Remember that we're looking into a never-to-be-seen-before year come 2026 in terms of education. And now is not the time for you guys to be fighting. Behave yourselves. We've invested heavily to ensure integrity exams. That's a call coming from Migos Ogamba's office. But while that's going on, they finally agreed to join Shah after a standoff with the TSC. Senators yesterday went to Kiambu County. Mm-hmm. They went to the referral hospital and they were in shock and horror. Because what? How can that be happening? At a level 4 hospital. Level 5 hospital in Kiambu. Long queues, people waiting to be seen, no stretchers, delays in the hospital IT system. They were shocked. Another one had no vehicle stretcher to move his deceased from the vehicle to the morgue. Senator Fokisi Onyonka was broken down. He was like, what is this? Yeah, not too far from the center of power. Laundry, broken down incinerator. So how are you getting rid of waste?
The question is, how long has that county had issues to do with healthcare?
Months.
Did it have to wait?
More than months.
Did it have to wait this long for them to show up?
For senators to go and perform the oversight role?
Because that is the health committee, right?
Yeah, it's the health committee and it's chaired by Senator Mandago.
Yeah.
So one would ask, okay...
You realize, even if you just took a bicycle and started cycling to Kiambu, you will get there.
Sini hapa tu Thika Road ukishuka.
Exactly. And where is the parliament?
Hapa tu town ukishuka.
So we have to wait for all those months for us to address a problem that is affecting the residents. Iko shida, siko baya.
Also, people don't have to tell you how they feel about you.
Yeah.
You will know by how they behave. Just thought I'd throw that in there. Police abet mob violence as the poor fill prisons. Okay, that's a report that's come out. It's been revealed. 10,000 police jobs on hold amid IG recruitment row. These guys are still fighting among themselves. Okay, get it over with. Let's move on. How banditry drove residents to the landslide-prone Kerio Valley Hills. And there's a story here about former CS Aisha Jumwa. She's moved to block a 60 million house debt recovery. It's her house, she says, and she's still paying. So all these stories now are not ready for you. Government is not ready to offer fully paperless services. Okay. And we want to do first world. I see you. But yeah, very. But we're not ready to do that just yet. In many countries across the continent, by the way, I'm not letting anybody off the hook. I'm just telling you that very many countries across the continent are not ready to do this.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to talk about first world, and let me not start. It's too early, Abi.
You want to get to first world. Look at what those that sit in that position did. And if there is any lessons you will learn, apply it to your situation and you will get there.
Just do it.
Yeah. The biggest problem we have in our country is corruption. Deal it. Fix it.
We don't want to. Let me tell you something. Yeah. You don't want to be first world. If you wanted to be first world, there were things there would be things that you would do. If I wanted to do something today, I really want to do something, I will do it.
Yeah.
Barring all challenges, every obstacle in my way, I will do it. We don't want to do it. If we wanted to, we would. Just like I keep saying, I'll give you an example. Nigeria, you want power to be across the country, you would. But you know what? Some people do not want it because some people have the contracts to bring in generators every year. you don't want to be first world. If you wanted to, you would. You don't want to be. So all these promises, people, that's where you should come from the place. You come from the place, if you're hungry, you eat. If you're sleepy, you put your head on the bed and you sleep. Don't give me this nonsense about how we want to get to first world, but then corruption is hitting you in the face. You don't have your infrastructure. You have opportunity to do things, but you don't implement them. Stop it. Don't even, in fact, let me, if I hear you saying first world, deal with it.
Taona.
Kenya UAE trade deal heads to Parliament for final approval. So that's another story coming out of the business pages of the Standard this Tuesday. All right, let's look into other headlines.
So let's go to the Daily Nation, and there's that story of why Trump's deputy won't be coming to Kenya. Yeah, we'll look into why.
Kabisa. You know, before he was coming,
the second time now he's not coming, but that is after
when
Trump
people
did
tell
that
you
thing.
something, believe them.
Believe them. And double loss as Bishop Sulumeti, gospel singer Bayo, succumbed to illness. Pretty sad to see that. And health. Migration from the Minet-led consortium set to take effect on December 1st now. Teachers split over sharp medical cover. Dispute just hours after top officials of teachers' unions signed a deal with the government to migrate the medical insurance scheme of over 400,000 members to the Social Health Authority. A section of tutors have expressed displeasure, citing a lack of public participation. Primary school heads attending their annual meeting in Mombasa termed the transition rushed and opaque and warned of a backlash in the upcoming union elections. Walimu wanasema nyinyi mnatulazimisha, hii maneno hatujakubali. Police hiring stopped by the courts. Again, the High Court yesterday suspended the planned recruitment of police constables following a public interest petition challenging its legality. This raises fresh concerns over the adherence of constitutional mandates in the security sector, while issuing conservatory orders to halt the recruitment initiated by Inspector General of Police Douglas Kanja. The court cited potential constitutional violations and overreach of authority by the National Police Service. Petitioner Eliud Matindi argues that the recruitment role is reserved for the National Police Service Commission. So there is an order that was given, was it last week? Or 2 weeks ago, that mandate lied with the Inspector General.
Yes.
Now, another petition has gone to court, arguing that mandate belongs to the National Police Service Commission.
Si wafungwe kwa room moja, kila mtu kidogo. They hash this thing out ndio wachana na sisi.
I simply have a simple question.
Yeah.
Constitution 2010, how many years now? 14, right? In the 14 years, recruitment of police has been happening. That has set precedents on how it has been done before. What's the challenge today?
Let me tell you. Police recruitment, you've heard the stories. Let me hazard a guess. That when you see push and pull over something like this, iko kitu involved, bwana.
That's what we need to look at.
Besha,
what
somewhere.
is bringing up all these conversation right now? Why now?
To me, and I don't know anything. To me, a service commission is supposed to handle the HR function of a sector. Now, the last time I checked, employment and recruitment is an HR function. Hello? I'm just asking.
Broken telephone.
I'm just asking. I don't know.
Can you hear me?
I don't know. I'm asking. Recruitment, employment, HR? Function. And usually those functions are under a commission. And they've been doing this before. So what has changed? That's my only question. In all of this petitioning and unpetitioning and urgency and unurgency, has anybody asked that question? What was the role of the commission in the first place? Who handles recruitment and employment in the first place? So should that not be your true north point to say, okay, what's going on here? And to see that there is now an interjection in the flow of the process, you have to ask, what has changed over time that now you're trying to take this function of recruitment to the office of the Inspector General? I don't know that the HR function is supposed to be fulfilled by that office. If it is different constitutionally, I stand to be corrected. Yeah. But I'm just axing.
You're axing. Me too.
Yeah? All right.
So, Kalonzo has opposed KPC cell amid, is it Thange? Oil spill row. Yeah, thank you. Oil spill row. So we have this KPC cell, and it's a process that is ongoing. You know, we keep talking about this thing, but if you look at the movement with regard to KPC and it being privatized, the movement is actually proceeding. So question is, apart from just making these statements, how are we taking the conversation further in ensuring that if we want to stop it, we stop it. If we want to get the truth behind it, we do it. Because kuongea, my friend, you wake up one day and find out this thing ilienda. And I'll not be shocked. Stolen identities and shattered lives. How Kenyans are trapped in rising fraud wave. So SIM cards are taking out loans and even sell of property. That is what fraudsters are exploiting because we have weak systems.
Yep.
Mnasema mnataka kwenda digital world.
Yeah.
Mambo ndio hiyo. Yeah, so let's look at the star.
Okay. Ruto plots to split opposition, targets Kalonzo and Wamalwa. In this case, when you say target, you are not, you see that there's a target on your back you want to shoot. Niele, come let me be your friend. That's the kind of target that we want.
I will bring development to you.
Yeah, such things. You know, on that day for the 20th, it's called Mashujaa Day. He had already promised that he was bringing, he's going on an Ukambani tour in the next couple of days, and he talked about what he will actually do in Ukambani. We're going to do this thing. There'll be water flowing from the taps in every home in Ukambani, Lower Eastern. In fact, he said that we'll do 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. We'll do all of those things. So it's possible those are the promises. But one Kalonzo Musyoka said, I am not a man to be, what did he say? I objectified, something. There's a word he used, but he said, it can never be me. Wamalwa also, what they don't.
What are you saying?
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's crazy, Indu. All of us cannot be in government. You get what I mean? So that means if I, Dennis Aseto, want streetlights to come to my area, I have to be in government? That is my right, sir. I'm sorry. Give it to me because I deserve it.
It should not be the proverbial carrot that you dangle in front of people. This is actually your job. It's
what you signed up for.
It is what you are supposed to do it. So can you imagine how disillusioned the people are when somebody comes and tells you, you know what, I'm going to make sure that roads are built. And you're like, oh yeah, wonderful. Because you have abused people to the point whereby they don't even know what their rights are anymore. That I will fix the education system. Excuse me? That's what you're supposed to be doing anyway. That's why you have a cabinet. And that cabinet then has individuals who run ministries. And under those ministries are departments who have jobs to do. So when you come and tell people, I will build markets, I promise you, and so on that, vote me in. And I'm just like, sorry? I will build a road. Okay.
Are you not supposed to?
You know, if you tell us, I'll take you to Mars, then we'll be like, this is the guy.
Yeah.
But you're building roads and people are supposed to be impressed. This is your job.
I'm like, I'm not even supposed to clap for you. I'm like, thank you. It's here. You're supposed to do it anyway.
Abuse.
It's not a favor.
Abuse. The people of this continent have been so abused that even when somebody comes and tells them that they're going to do something for them, which is actually their job according to nations' constitutions, that they feel as though suddenly you're in love with them. It's like a man buying a woman a flower. It is not a gift. It's your job. You're actually supposed to do it. I'm just saying.
No, please say it again.
I'm just saying. How Natembeya Rise could redraw Ruto's 2027 poll game plan. The man is one popular one, and it seems as though the scramble for Western is scrambling in his direction, and people are not so happy with that. So let's see. Focus now shifts towards Eugene as president seeks to isolate ex-DP Gachagua. You gotta give it to Gachagua. When he opens his mouth every now and then, he comes up with some interesting things. Goodwill or opportunistic? Ruto to attend ODM big day. So ODM has another big day.
Yeah, see, 20 celebrations.
Oh, bado. So okay, so
we never finished.
All right. Okay.
It's going to be taking place in Mombasa, no?
Yeah. So Gladys Wanga, the governor of Homa Bay,
did she go back to Homa Bay?
Sijui?
Oh,
I don't know Kamaba.
Oh, you had traveled. I'll find out.
Just find out if she's
back. Yeah.
No. She went. They went. They went to Homa Bay. They did the Raila Day. Kumbuka.
Yeah.
They did it. Ochilo Ayako is now doing another one in Migori. So let's see how that will be. But yeah. People are still flocking to Opoda Farm, and we've been told that anybody who wants to go to Opoda Farm after December 30th, Imeja, it's booked fully. So, it's become a museum, mausoleum of sorts.
Yeah, that's like, can imagine if, anyway, it's cool.
Last time I could talk.
Your life. Your life.
All right, let's look into some of these stories.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to look into this Brian Odhiambo story. We still don't know the details, but the things are starting to form, are starting to take shape in terms of what happened. The court held a session where fisherman Odhiambo was last seen. A court in Nakuru yesterday held a session near Lake Nakuru National Park where missing fisherman Brian Odhiambo was allegedly abducted by Kenya Wildlife Service rangers. Senior Principal Magistrate Kip Kirui Kibelion recalled 3 witnesses who had testified that they witnessed 4 rangers assaulting and abducting Odhiambo on January 18, 2025. One of the witnesses, Agnes Achieng, took the court accompanied by their prosecution activists and a member of the public to a spot where she said she witnessed Odhiambo being assaulted. She was testifying in the case in which 6 rangers are charged with abducting Odhiambo, who has been missing since. I was doing laundry outside my shop here in the Manyani area in Nakuru East Sub-County, testified Achieng, who led the court to her shop. Achieng pointed out some 10 meters away where she said 4 rangers who were chasing Odhiambo caught up with him. I saw them beat him up, she said, and kicks to his head as he protested. They stopped beating him when he stopped talking and carried him to the park. She said they jumped over 2 fences, chased, beat, and carried Odhiambo within 30 minutes. She said she had known Odhiambo for a long time because he used to play near her home when he was a child. So today's the 11th of November. According to these rangers, they don't know where Odhiambo is. According to some people who are serving a term for the same charges that essentially were brought against Odhiambo, they were in the presence of these rangers when they beat up Odhiambo.
Yep.
So the act of denial that we've seen in the last few months has been very, very interesting, where people have said it was not me. The gentleman who is accused also of shooting Rex Masai has been shown down to a birthmark. And he said,
Not
in fact,
me.
Shaggy, that song, they should have
Wasn't me.
called him to do the remake.
Yeah.
Said, me, no.
Deny.
So witnesses have come out. It will be interesting. This inquest still continues. Let's see. They've been charged already after the inquest, but now the trial then continues. The body must be produced, or dead or alive.
Or alive.
We've not heard that edict yet from court, but all the evidence is still being collected. But this is a man who now, because of his disappearance, it's possible that his wife is a widow, and that his child is fatherless, and somebody has to answer. We'll see what the courts have to say.
So, Nairobi Governor Johnson Sakaja has a plan.
All right.
And the plan is to fix Nairobi's ailing healthcare system. Nairobi Governor Johnson Sakaja has outlined ambitious reforms aimed at reviving the county's troubled health sector, including the establishment of intensive care units, hiring of specialized medics, improved drug supply, and major upgrades to health infrastructure. Just take that in.
Let me breathe a bit. Just
breathe.
Kidogo. Okay.
Are you done breathing?
Yeah.
Appearing before the Senate Health Committee, the governor described the plan as a turnaround strategy to restore public confidence in Nairobi's healthcare services. Please take that in again.
I'm breathing in.
Central to the reforms is the introduction of intensive care units in county hospitals. One would say they ought to be there anyway. Nairobi now has 46 intensive care unit beds, up from none in 2022, a move Sakaja said has eased pressure on Kenyatta National Hospital. Before I became governor, and I quote him, Nairobi had 0 ICU capacity in public hospitals. Today, we have 18 ICU beds at Mama Lucy Kibaki Hospital, 10 at Mama Margaret Uhuru Hospital, and 8 at Mbagathi Hospital, along with new neonatal ICU units. 10 more ICU beds at Mutuini hospitals are 90% complete. The Nairobi governor said the county has hired 50 dentists, also from a previous 0, and established a free eye hospital near Mama Lucy Kibaki Hospital. He added that the consistent supply of essential medicine has helped to draw more patients back to public facilities. The Nairobi Funeral Home, formerly City Mortuary, has also received modern preservation equipment. Sakaja added that cases have drastically dropped at Pumwani Maternity Hospital, once plagued by maternal deaths. We give him his flowers.
For doing what?
Hear me out.
Okay, sorry.
We give him his flowers. No ICU beds in Nairobi. We have 46, right? You've hired professional, you've had more dentists, you've hired more healthcare workers, fine. But that's what you signed up for. It is not something to say that you are fixing. It is something that is in your modus operandi, you know? And when you talk about 46 ICU beds in a population of 6 million people, one would ask the question, does that meet the pressure in that population? And when the governor says at health sector, including establishment of intensive care units, hiring of specialized workers, improved drug supply, and major upgrades to health infrastructure, remember, this is something that is happening 3 years into him being in office.
Yeah.
So question is, what did he find? When you talk about ICU beds, remember during COVID, there were ICU beds that were set up in all the counties. Nairobi already had ICU beds. Is he telling the truth?
Sasa hiyo ndio tunataka kuangalia, because it's very easy to say, but then to find out where these are is a thing of necessity.
Because I remember during COVID, Mbagathi had ICU beds, Kenyatta had ICU beds, and very many other hospitals had ICU beds. So if we are coming to say that Nairobi had 0, first of all, we need to confirm that, because I dare say that's not the correct position. Second of all, when you talk about improving Nairobi healthcare system, it shouldn't be that you are saying it. Kenyans will tell you. It is not in a report that you're giving to Senate because you have been summoned. Kenyans will tell you whether it's working or not.
You know what? In order to overhaul something sometimes, what you do is that you don't introduce anything new. That what you currently have, that you make sure that it is spick and span, then you make sure that it is operating optimally. Remember that now PS Oluga at the time worked under the NMS, under General Badi, right?
Yeah.
They established 24 turnkey medical facilities in Nairobi at the cost of 800,000 per facility, more or less. So it was a plug and play kind of thing. It was ready to go. There was running water. All you needed to do at whatever level it was is that you just essentially come and insert your machines. And then you also saw the refurbishment and re-establishment of places like Mbagathi and Mama Lucy, places like that. For me, an overhaul would be to take stock of all of the medical facilities that you have in Nairobi, that you equip them properly, that you remove whatever rot is there. If water is not running, you put water in the taps, you put the lights on, and that you make sure that whatever level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they are operating properly. And then you go to your largest referral hospital in the country, which is Kenyatta National Hospital, and you ensure that it is functioning properly. Don't spend new money on new projects. An overhaul means that what you currently have that's not functioning, what you currently have that is functioning suboptimally, you fix. I really wish we could get into this place whereby we sort out what is already there, because you'll find that you have some fantastic facilities that could actually operate very well. All they need is a boost. All they need is an overhaul. Do that for me. You see, we're looking for this applause. I would clap for you.
You see, when you talk,
Fix what's already spoiled instead of spending new money and splashing it on places whereby it's not going to yield any results beyond a flashy new building in February.
you see, we talk about fixing our healthcare facility, but you never ask the question, why in the first place are these healthcare facilities not performing as expected? Because you find here is a situation where people have been given jobs and they're not qualified for these jobs and they continue sitting there. Until that time when we fix the HR problem that we have, until that point when we deal with the cartels that we know who these people are, fixing these healthcare system and expecting that you'll get your flowers as rightfully so will be a tall order. We have to address the root cause of the problem for us to say our healthcare system is working. Because I would tell you for a fact, you'd walk into a healthcare facility today, it would take you hours and hours on a queue and not even get the service that you went there to look for.
Boss, what are you talking about? There's somebody I know today who needs a scan done. A scan. We've not even started treatment. She's walking around with I don't even tell you the medical condition, but needs a scan done. She cannot go get her scan until 2026. Do you understand what I'm saying? So these new hospitals that you said you're building, these new ICT beds, all these new things that you want to do, fix the current issue. Fix the current issue. Don't spend money on new projects. Make sure that the ones that you have are operating here. Then through all of that, tell me that people will not go and visit those hospitals or those medical facilities.
There's a reporter was sitting somewhere where a professional was saying Kenya does not need new facilities. Kenya needs the facilities it has today to work optimally, and we do not need to invest in brick and mortar. All we need is professionals to be hired, equipment to be there, and drugs to be there in supply. And we are sorted. But what do we do with KEMSA? What do we do to our doctors always on the streets? What do we do with the equipment that are gathering dust?
You want to keep it in the corner and pay for more. That's the problem. We've got a lot to do. Do it. Just do it. It's 7 a.m.
It is now 7 a.m. with ICEA Lion. Protect your...
This is the Situation Room, the only way to start your day.